Welcome to Puzzle Divination. I'm Iris Knightstar. Today we're going to finish decoding this week's grid and uncovering the full message that it holds for us. As always, I'll begin with a familiar pull to set the tone for today's reading, and then we'll find all the remaining words in the grid and interpret them through their literal meaning, their numerology, and the significance of their position within the grid. If you're new here and want to divine along with me, I recommend popping back to episode 8. That's where I show the untouched grid before any words were found. So you can see what jumps out at you and track the order of your own words and thereby shape a personal message alongside the collective one. Okay, so I'm just about to reveal the spoilers in a minute. But first of all, we'll pull the familiar. Mixy, be-doo. Okay, we have the wolf again. So, which of the wolf aspects will be stepping forward to complete our message this week? Okay, marvellous. So we have the fire wolf. The fire wolf steps forward, bringing courage, momentum and decisive action. Its presence marks a turning point, the moment instinct turns into movement. So let's have a look at the grid and find these words. There we go, there's original. So highlight that. Original speaks of authenticity, uniqueness and the strength of being yourself. It's the reminder that your true path isn't a copy of anyone else's, it's yours alone. To work out the numerology of the word original, every letter of the alphabet is allocated a number from 1 to 9. In my book, we've got this handy table. So, O is a 6, R is a 1, I is a 1, and so on. And so you write down all the numbers, add them together, and original adds up to 49, which is obviously 2 digits, and we want all our numbers to be single. So 4 and 9 added together is 13. So we add those together, 1 and 3 adds together and is a 4. 4 is the number of structure, self-trust, boundaries and personal foundations. It asks you to build your next steps on what is real and true for you. Original. Oh, I haven't highlighted sparkling. Let's do that. Original is sitting in boxes 6 and 9. See, that's quite clear, isn't it? Okay. Box 6 is harmony, responsibility and aligned choices, emotional balance. Whereas box 9 is completion, wisdom, culmination and integrating lessons. So having original in these boxes is saying be true to yourself as you complete a cycle and step into a more aligned version of your life. Okay, so we have found goodness and original, so that leaves mindset and honor. So let's have a look. There's mindset. Okay, I'm going to highlight that one as well. Okay, so mindset was the hardest word for me to personally find out of all these words, which in itself has its own message, of course. Its literal meaning is your attitude, beliefs, thought patterns, and inner framework. We add up the numbers of mindset, and same as we did for original, and that comes to 30. So add those together and that becomes a 3. And it's placed clearly here in box 4, which is the box of stability, structure, foundations, and mental organisation. Combined with the numerology of 3, it's saying, express your truth but organise your thoughts. Clarity comes through structure. And this reinforces original's message. Your perspective is shifting into something truer and more grounded. And so now we just need to find the final word in the grid. And you can probably see it here, honour. The final word in the grid, meaning integrity, self-respect, doing what is right and acting with truth. The numerology of honour adds up to 34. So again, we add those together and that makes it a 7. Honour also appears here in box 7. And so as we know, that's a repetition, which is increasing and amplifying the message of insight, reflection, inner truth, and deeper knowing. So honour being in box 7 and being a 7 word, it's saying honour what you know to be true. Stop second guessing yourself. Now, I don't know if you saw any other spirit words. Let me know in the comments. But one did jump out at me, and this word's here, core. And I don't know if you can tell, but there you go. Core is sitting in box 4. Core is a sharp call to attention, a message breaking through, a signal from the intuitive mind. Sitting in box 4, it signifies structure, clarity, a wake-up call, mental reorganisation. This is not a whisper. It's a message that wants to be heard. Core emphasises to pay attention to what your mind has been trying to tell you. Something becomes unmistakably clear today. Okay, so we're now going to have a look at the whole arc of the week. And with the Firewolf guiding today's reading, the final message of the week lands with strength and clarity. Original in boxes 6 and 9 asks you to return to your authentic self, the version of you that isn't shaped by pressure or expectation. Its numerology reduces to a 4, grounding the message in self-trust and structure. Mindset, in box 4, is the hardest word to find in the grid, reflects exactly what's happening beneath the surface, a shift in perspective that only becomes visible once you're ready to acknowledge it. The numerology of 3 adds expression and honest communication, especially with yourself. Honour, our final word, lands in box 7 and is a 7 word, a double resonance. When the grid placement and numerology align, the message becomes unmistakable. This is a call to act with integrity, to honour what you know is true, and to stop second guessing the insights that have been building all week. And the spirit word core in box 4 rings through everything like a clear signal, a moment of realisation, the sharp clarity cutting through mental clutter. Something wants your attention now. And as this puzzle reaches its end, fully spent, we're left with the story it has been quietly shaping all week. We began with the full moon wolf illuminating hidden truths. We moved through the autumn wolf, earth, spirit, romantic and sparkling, a cycle of intuition, grounding, expression and rising energy. The wolf returned again midweek, sharpening your awareness, and now the fire wolf closes the arc with momentum and courage. Taken together, this week's grid speaks of reclaiming authenticity, shifting your mindset, trusting your wisdom, and acting on what the light has revealed. It's the end of one cycle and the beginning of a more honest one. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this week's reading and the overall unfolding of the message. And don't forget to subscribe. We begin a new grid tomorrow. And let's see what messages comes from the grid. Until then, decode, discover, divine.